Hi, and welcome back. This is your Everything Microsoft Cloud Architect, and I am Rob Thomas. Today I'm going to cover Microsoft Entra User Management, Part 1. And before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, and that's going to be Enterprise Software Solution, the software dudes. I highly recommend you reaching out to these guys. They are amazing. You can see all their trusted customers and partners. If you're looking to purchase any Microsoft 365, Microsoft Dynamics, Azure, Copilot, Windows Server, SharePoint, Microsoft SQL Server, some Cisco and Adobe products, I highly recommend you reach out to the software solution, Enterprise Software Solution. Again, highly recommend them. They are wonderful. They will help you get started, help you take off, answer any questions you might have. All right, without further ado, let's jump back into it. All right, so with Microsoft Entra User Management, I'm going to get a little bit deeper. I'm going to show you, I know in previous video, I quickly showed you how to create a group and a user, but I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to show you about user management, show you how to create a user, how to get that user to work for you as far as inviting users, and just going into a little bit of depth of user management, how to get inside the platform and so forth. Now, before we get started, I really want to show you actually how to get in the platform. So let's jump into that. All right. So as you remember, when you're coming in, you are going to login at Microsoft.com here. You put in your username and password, and you're going to end up on this page. Once you get to this page, right, you're going to, and I already added this to my pin, so this is probably not going to be there. You see it unpinned. So I pinned it so I don't have to find it in a waffle. So I just basically go in here, right click, open in a new tab. It's going to take you here. There's going to be like show all button. You click it and it'll show all of this. You want to click on identity, go here, and then it's going to bring you to this. All right. So actually I should do it again. So you'll see here, I'm already logged in, but I'm looking at a bulk import that I actually have set up this one, but I just kind of want to show you really quickly where it takes you on the dashboard. All right. So now that it's coming up, it doesn't always take you to the main overview. It takes you to the homepage section. It takes you to the overview under identity. So just kind of heads up on that. But there is an overview here that you can come, a homepage that you can come in. And that's usually where I start, where you'll see a lot of my slides, like that home, it'll show this. Just to answer the question like, hey, where are we at? Now, before, what we did was we were in this overview section on the previous page. And then actually, let me go back there. And then what I did was I clicked here, right? And before I showed you, you can create users like that. We created a group, right? And then you can find them in here, which is really, really great search feature, right? I like to come in here. I'll click the user right here. Now you're in, and you know, with your users, you got like a lot of really cool features. You have your user panel right here, create user, new user. You got your edit, your delete, download users, bulk operations that you can do, you know, bulk create, bulk invite, bulk delete, refresh, change your view, and then your peer user MFA, right? So here's my users. I created some demo ones. So let's quickly spin some up. All right, so I'll go in here. I showed you this before. We're randomly making up names like Andrew, Andrew Doe, you know, John Doe. I'm going to do Andrew Doe, right? Again, remember we came in here. We want to put Andrew Doe. And let me actually talk about this. I think this is a good section for me to insert. I want to talk about the different type of users you can manage in your Microsoft Entra ID. Now, there are 4 types: your internal members, your internal guests, external members, external guests. Now, internal members, these are full-time employees. They have full access. Internal guests, maybe freelance or contractors, they have limited access. External members are external accounts with the same access as members. And then external guests, people outside your organization with guest level access. Perfect for collaborators. Now, knowing who is who will help you manage permissions better and security, and your security is going to be a lot more better, right? So I'm going to say this is a member. I'm going to say IT manager. I could have said something else better. I could edit the IDs, which I'm not going to do, but I just wanted to click on that so you can see it, right? Again, fill out as much as you can. Before we added a group, so if I go add group, I can go and basically say, oh, that's the group I added to last time. Admins, let me click that. Add roles. I'm not going to cover add roles. I'm going to cover it in another part. If I have time in part two, I'll cover part two. We'll come back in and we'll create one. We'll add roles. I'll explain, talk about roles. So we'll skip that for now. And then I click review, right? And then click create, right? So just remember, I just showed you the panel, the new users, right? If I click here, edit preview, edit properties, add managers, add sponsors, add to a group, edit the account status, revoke sessions, right? I could delete. I'm going to cover that. Download users. I can click all of these and download all those users. Probably do that. We have a little bit of time to do that. And then manage the views, how you're going to see that. So I showed you that. Now this is, audit logs. I could see audit logs on those individuals, right? I could basically say, hey, I want to see the audit logs of who's logging in. I could see signing logs of what's going on, like who's signing in last 7 days and so forth. Diagnose problems. Come here to section delete users. I'm gonna cover resetting the password. Like how do I configure and set up like resetting password, user settings, right? So going around default settings, grant user access. And just answer these questions. Again, I'll cover this a little bit more in bulk operations results, but we're mainly on this. And I do want to show you one thing before I move to the next part, and that is inviting users. So I'm going to invite external user. I'm going to say, if I'm going to send an invite, I'm going to say this is probably like Rob or Thomas at montfichet.com. I'm going to call him Bob Thomas. Welcome to my company, right? I can put a CC, I could CC, whatever. Same thing, Bob. Same type of setup, adding a user. So you notice, like boom, boom, boom. I can add a manager. I say like someone else is my manager. Let's say Andrew Doe, who I added. He's going to be the manager. Boom. Right. Assignment. Let's add him to that group that I created. Right. And then just hit review. Right. So he's in the group. Again, I'm going to cover roles later. Not today. And then review. And then boom. Send off the invite. Look at that. User invitation in progress to user Bob Thomas. And I spelled Bob wrong. So sorry. Let's hit refresh. Now you notice it didn't add him until he accepts the invite. Person doesn't show up in here, right? I keep sending invites to Bob Thomas, but once he does that, last thing I want to show you is bulk users, right? So say I want to do a bulk operations. I want to create a bunch of users very quickly. This is really challenging. So I would actually click this download and it would bring up this Excel sheet. And all I have to do in here is just fill out the information, right? And once it's all filled out properly, right? Let me minimize that. I go back in here and grab the file, right? Wherever I did, and then upload it. And then it'll add all the users. So that's how you do a bulk operation. I can also do a bulk invite and a bulk delete, but this just gives you really good hands-on detail experience about user management, how to create users. And I covered a lot on the whole user management journey, right? And a few others I want to do in another part, and I want to dig in a little bit more deeper into user management and just give you guys some more tidbits and insight into this journey and this process. So I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips, and see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.